hello and welcome to the Gangelhoff Center here in St. Paul, Minnesota, as we get set to bring you this Class 4A third place game. I'm Dan Flanagan, happy to be with you here this afternoon as this matchup will feature the Hopkins Royals out of Section 6 taking on the Eden Prairie Eagles from Section 2. Hopkins coming off a very tough loss. Of course, they're accustomed to winning state championships, have the past few years, and were the #1 overall seed for this tournament, but they've had a couple of tough games. They were taken to overtime in the quarterfinals by Woodbury, survived that one 82-75, and then an epic game Thursday in the semifinals, went to triple overtime with Osseo and fell just short 87-86 in that one. So Hopkins now with a record of 29-2 on the year. Eden Prairie, they came in unseeded, had the upset over Eastview in the first round, 75-68, and then struggled offensively Thursday against Lakeville North in the semifinals, losing 58-41. So the Eagles now with a record of 23-8 on the year, taking on Hopkins here. We'll get you these starters, both these teams out of the Lake Conference, and Eden Prairie, they're coached by David Flom, assisted by Doug Espenson, Nick Ravin, and Pete Fogarty, making their 9th state tournament appearance. They will start Grant Schaefer in the backcourt. He's a 6-foot junior. Also back there, Andre Wallace, a sophomore at 6 feet. Sander Moan, the leading scorer for them on Thursday, 6'4" senior for the Eagles. And then Jack Cottrell works inside, a 6'4" junior, and Jordan Peterson down low as well, a 6'7" senior. For the Hopkins Royals, they are coached by Ken Novak Jr., assisted by Dale Stahl, Jake Cuppy, and Ken Novak Sr., making their 20th state tournament appearance. And the Royals will have Siani Chambers in the backcourt, a 6-foot senior, and a great effort in that semifinal loss to Osseo. Demetrius Martin back there as well, a 6'2" senior. Jacob Wright also starts at guard, a 6'3" sophomore. Jamal Davis is a forward, 6'4", he's a junior, and then Nicholas Jorgensen down low, a 6'6" senior. So Schaefer, Moan, Wallace, Cottrell, and Peterson for Eden Prairie, and Chambers, Martin, Wright, Davis, and Jorgensen for the Hopkins Royals. This Class 4A third place game, again, Osseo and Lakeville North will be playing for the championship tonight at Target Center in 4A. Had 3 third place games here already. Rushford Peterson beat Mountain Lake Ironwood Odin in Class A. And then a AA saw Perham defeat Braham. St. Paul Johnson winning over Grand Rapids in Class 3. Teams getting out there, Eden Prairie designated as the home team in black. They will be going left to right. Hopkins in white going right to left. The Royals trying to regroup after that disappointing loss yet on Thursday, seeing if they can knock off Eden Prairie in this third place game. Nicholas Jorgensen will jump it at 6'6" for the Royals. Jordan Peterson at 6'7" for the Eagles. As we get this final third place game underway, Class 4A, Eden Prairie and Hopkins. Ball in the air, it's controlled over to right. Hopkins will get first possession. Up the right side is Demetrius Martin. In the left corner, it is Davis for the Royals. Chambers has it top of the key. Left side for Jorgensen. Jorgensen puts it on the floor against Peterson. Top of the circle for Davis. On the left side finds Wright. Over to Chambers on the right arc. Dishes it over to Jorgensen. Left corner 3. Comes up short. Rebound slapped out by Wallace. Controlled by Grant Schaefer for Eden Prairie. He'll speed it over to the right side. Schaefer on the right wing for Moan. Gets it over to Wallace. Wallace into the left elbow. Back out for Moan. Top of the key. 3 up. And short, no good. Rebound on the floor. Picked up by Siani Chambers. He'll speed it up the middle for Hopkins. Pulls up free throw line and puts it in. Tough shot for Siani Chambers. First 2 points to Hopkins about 15 minutes in. These teams played twice in the regular season. Hopkins winning both games by double digits. Left baseline, a jumper for Peterson is short and then hits the shot clock. Dead ball, Hopkins will get it. The Royals leading 2-0, exactly a minute into the game. So they will take it right to left with Siani Chambers running the point. On the left side has Martin. Stepping out right, top of the key. Right guarded by Wallace, goes left for Jorgensen. Peterson plays off him, over to Chambers near the logo. Looking left, now right side Jorgensen. Drives center of the lane, up with the right hand, off the mark left side. Andre Wallace, the Eden Prairie rebound. He'll outlet to Moan on the left side to lay it in. Pretty feed from Andre Wallace, sets up Sander Moan. Now on the right side, Demetrius Martin goes left and lays it in. Quick head fake from Martin to get the basket. 4-2 Hopkins, minute 40 in. Fast pace to start this one. Schaefer on the left side for Eden Prairie to Moan left corner. Looking for Peterson down low. Instead, Schaefer in the middle. Swings right. Right corner now. It is Wallace. Wallace over to Abrian Carpenter, right corner. Carpenter gives it back to Wallace. Schaefer sets it up in the middle. 2 minutes into the game. Hopkins 4, Eden Prairie 2. Schaefer on the logo. Looks left, has Carpenter. Carpenter working on Jamal Davis. Gets a path along the baseline, spinning, knocked away by Davis and picked up by Wright for the Hopkins steal. Chambers wants to run in the middle, maintains control. Left corner, Davis a three. Off back rim, no good. Long rebound tracked down by Schaefer. He'll bring it up the left side for the Eagles. Gets around Wright. Blocked by Davis with the help defense. And the loose ball picked up by Jorgensen. Up ahead to Chambers in the middle. He'll take it left elbow, right side through traffic, banks it in. Sayani Chambers on the break. Hopkins playing good defense, running up and down the floor. The Royals lead it 6-2. 15:20 to play first half, and Schaefer up the left side for Eden Prairie. Right corner to Carpenter. Backdoor lob. Peterson catches it and lays it in off left glass. Jordan Peterson a good catch in traffic. 6-4 Hopkins. 15:05 first half. Both teams ready to bring in some subs. Top of the key, it is Martin for Hopkins. Goes left to Davis. Davis brings it to the middle. Right side has Jorgensen. Chambers steps out top of the key. Demetrius Martin, a left wing three is good. 5 quick points for Martin. 9-4 Hopkins. 3:15 into the game. Schaefer will jog it into the middle for the Eagles. On the left side to Carpenter. Top of the circle, Wallace, guarded by Martin. Free throw line, Moan. Spins right, dishes off for Peterson. Left, runs into Jorgensen off the bottom of the backboard, and the rebound out of bounds off the head of Jordan Peterson. Hopkins ball. For the Royals, checking out Jamal Davis and also Jacob Wright. As Hopkins will bring in Stephon Sharp, a 6'5 sophomore. And then also checking in for the Royals is Kamali Chambers, a 5'10 sophomore. So a couple sophomores coming in on the Hopkins side. Jorgensen on the right side. Brings it into the block, puts it up off glass, too strong, battling for his own rebound. It's on the floor, picked up by Anthony Anderson, who's in for Eden Prairie. Anderson, a 6'1 sophomore. Up ahead, laid in, plus the foul by Abrian Carpenter. So Carpenter a chance for a three-point play. The Eagles took out Grant Schaefer and Jordan Peterson. As for Eden Prairie, Grant Gordon came in as well. Gordon, a 6'1 junior. But Carpenter the chance for the three-point play. Also in was Jake Hari, a 6' junior. As Andre Wallace sat down. Free throw for Carpenter, good. So a three-point play for Abrian Carpenter. About 4 minutes in, 9-7 Hopkins. And Demetrius Martin, right corner three, other end is short. Quick hitter, rebound back up and in from Stephon Sharp. So Sharp with the basket, 11-7 Hopkins, 13:50 first half. Running the point on the right side, Hari for Eden Prairie, knocked away, stolen by Kamali Chambers. Up the left side, too strong off glass. Rebound bounced out to Sharp. He couldn't finish on the right side. Bouncing around, still loose. Sharp gets it back and draws the foul. Stephon Sharp working hard down low, and he'll head to the line for a couple free throws. Foul called on Anthony Anderson is first, and the first team foul. So Sharp getting to the line for two, 11-7 in favor of Hopkins, 13:34 first half. Free throw good from Sharp. Eden Prairie will bring Grant Schaefer, Jordan Peterson right back in for Abrian Carpenter and Jake Hari. Nicholas Jorgensen sits down on the Hopkins side. As for the Royals, Philip Strebling checks in, 6'2 junior. Second free throw for Stephon Sharp after he made the first one is no good off back rim. Rebound Peterson for Eden Prairie. And Schaefer will take it left to right. 13:30 to play first half. Hopkins 12, Eden Prairie 7 in this 4A third place game. Right corner, it is Gordon for the Eagles. Gordon with Sharp all over him, goes right post for Peterson. Triple teamed out to Schaefer, top of the key, swings it left for Anderson. Anderson in traffic, tied up as he left his feet, and it's picked up by Kamali Chambers. Chambers over for Martin, right-hand runner, comes up short, and Anderson, the Eden Prairie rebound. Schaefer has to go through his hands, but he gets it back. 5 minutes in, Hopkins up by 5, 12-7. Martin ran up on Schaefer and forced the carry. Actually an over and back as he stepped back over the timeline. Good job sprinting into play defense by Demetrius Martin, forcing the turnover. And Hopkins will bring Jamal Davis back in. He replaces Stephon Sharp. 12:57 first half, 12-7 Royals. Kamali Chambers gives it to Siani Chambers, his brother, on the right side. And a whistle on the drive. Foul called. Foul on Sander Moan, his first, second team foul. And Siani Chambers will inbound. Siani on the left baseline. Bounces it for a cutting Davis. Blocked from behind by Peterson. Picked up in the center by Davis. Now out to Chambers for the three. Left corner, Siani Chambers knocks it down. 15-7 Hopkins, their largest lead. 12:38 first half. Anderson on the left side for the Eagles. Goes on the logo for Schaefer. Right corner, a three is up from Gordon off back rim. No good. Moan grabbing the rebound, but he went over the back. So the foul on Sander Moan, and he's got two personals now. The leading scorer for Eden Prairie in their semifinal loss. Second personal, third team foul. He's replaced by Andre Wallace. And Jacob Wright back in for Hopkins. Out there with Siani and Kamali Chambers, Jamal Davis, and also Philip Stribling. Siani Chambers up the center, takes it right for the Royals. Top of the circle to Davis, looking left. Has Kamali in the left corner, puts it up, blocked by Wallace, bounces free, right wing Siani, the three is good. Back-to-back threes, Siani Chambers, and Hopkins has a double-digit lead. Eden Prairie needs a timeout. Stoppage for David Flom as Hopkins has jumped out to an 11-point lead, showing no ill effects of that tough loss on Thursday. They lead at 18-7 about 6 minutes into this game. So back-to-back threes for Siani Chambers, and he has 10 points already. Easily leading all scorers. Hopkins 18, Eden Prairie 7. With 12:06 to play in the first half, the Hopkins band making the trip over here to St. Paul. Their mascot there as well. As again, the Royals coming in, the defending champions, #1 seed. The tough loss to Osseo, but off to a good start here in this third place game. Again, Eden Prairie, they came in unseeded, started out with an upset over Eastview before falling to Lakeville North on Thursday. Hopkins comes out with Philip Stribling, Jamal Davis, also Jacob Wright, Siani and Kamali Chambers, Anthony Anderson, Jordan Peterson, Andre Wallace, Grant Schaefer, and Grant Gordon for Eden Prairie. Eagles with the ball going left to right. About 6 minutes in, Hopkins 18, Eden Prairie 7. Schaefer sets it up in the middle, takes it to the right side against Kamali Chambers. Into the right corner, tipped by Davis out of bounds on its way to Anderson. Abrian Carpenter back in for Eden Prairie. He replaces Anthony Anderson. Eden Prairie will inbound from the right corner with Grant Gordon, Sander Moan, one of their top players, already with 2 fouls. Schaefer on the right wing, bounces it down low for Peterson. Triple teamed up with the left hand, off back rim, no good. Rebound controlled by Stribling for Hopkins. And Siani Chambers pushes it right side, right in the corner for a three, hits it. Right in front of the Eden Prairie bench. Hopkins has made 3 straight beyond the arc. That one for Jacob Wright. Royals lead at 21-7, 11:32 first half. In the middle, it's Gordon for Eden Prairie. On the left side finds Carpenter. Wallace swings it left for Schaefer. Left post Peterson against Stribling. Kick out on the left wing for Gordon. Back down low to Peterson. Baseline. Davis helps out and a foul. Jordan Peterson, a pretty baseline move, and he'll get to the line. Couple free throws. Second Hopkins team foul. It's on Philip Stribling, his first. So Jordan Peterson at the line for 2. First free throw bounces off front rim, no good. Nicholas Jorgensen back in along with Demetrius Martin for Hopkins. Kamali Chambers, Philip Stribling check out. Grant Gordon back to the bench for Eden Prairie as Sander Moan will come back in with his 2 fouls. Second free throw for Jordan Peterson after he missed the first one is good. So 1 of 2 for Peterson, 21-8 Hopkins, 11-12 remaining in the first half. Right on the right side as it blocked going up by Wallace. He'll take it the other way for Eden Prairie. In the right corner for Carpenter, fakes the 3, puts it on the floor, trying to get it to Peterson, and out off the leg of Jamal Davis. Eden Prairie will inbound from the right corner. About 7 minutes into this one, Hopkins by 13, 21-8. Moan throws it into Schaefer on the right wing. Schaefer into about 13 feet, bounces it to Peterson, right elbow. Left wing, a Moan 3. Over right off front rim, no good. Demetrius Martin, the Hopkins rebound. Royals look to run at every opportunity. Pull up left wing 3, good from Sayani Chambers. He's made 3 in a row and already has 13 points. 24-8 Hopkins, 10:35 first half. Chambers feeling it here early. Wallace on the left side for Eden Prairie. Top of the key, Peterson, right back to Wallace. Stutters in, spinning to the center of the lane, fouled going up. Can't get the roll off front rim, but Andre Wallace to the line to shoot 2. Third Hopkins team foul. As it's called on Jamal Davis, his first. So a couple free throws for Wallace, 10:26 first half. Hopkins off to a fast start, leading 24-8. First free throw, good. And Wallace will shoot the second one now. Andre Wallace, just a sophomore, pretty young Eden Prairie team. A lot of sophomores contributing. That rolls off front rim, no good. Jamal Davis the rebound. Siani Chambers up ahead to Martin. Pull up 3. No good off front rim. Jorgensen flies in for the rebound left side. Back up short, but he's fouled. Pushed from behind, and Nicholas Jorgensen upset he couldn't finish, but he'll get a couple free throws. As Eden Prairie with their 4th foul. They get Jordan Peterson. That's his first. So Jorgensen, the junior, actually a senior at 6'6", he'll get a couple free throws. First one is good. And Jorgensen set to shoot the second with 10:18 remaining in this first half. 4A third place game, Hopkins and Eden Prairie. Jorgensen second. No good off back rim, rebound Carpenter. So 1 of 2 for Jorgensen, 25-9 Hopkins, 10-12 first half. On the left side, Wallace for the Eagles, trapped, gets it free to Carpenter in the left corner. Top of the circle, it's Schaefer. Back to Carpenter, a left corner 3 over Jorgensen, short, long rebound. Tapped high in the air. Siani Chambers up ahead to Martin with numbers. Left side right, fouled from behind. Shot just rolled off front rim. Good hustle by Siani Chambers, set that up. And then Jacob Wright getting the feed from Demetrius Martin. Hopkins so good at running that break. And Wright will get a couple free throws. Abrian Carpenter the foul, his first, 5th team foul. 25-9 Hopkins, 9:53 to play first half. And Wright's first is good. Eden Prairie bringing Max Rosenthal in for the first time. 6-foot senior, replaces Abrian Carpenter. Eden Prairie trying to find the right mix on the floor. Wright second, also good. Hopkins lead up to 18, 27-9. 9:52 to play in the first half. Wallace slows it down on the left side for the Eagles, working against Martin. Up ahead to Rosenthal. Into the corner. Rosenthal spinning, finds Peterson left post, in on Jorgensen, trying to force it up with the left hand, he does, and banks it in. Jordan Peterson, patient post move, 27-11 Hopkins. As Siani Chambers running left, leads for Jamal Davis, easy layup. Again, Chambers breaks it down. Finish for Davis, and then steal from Martin in the backcourt. Left corner, a 15-footer is good. Hopkins just exploding here. They are out to a 20-point lead. Only about 8:45 into the game. Hopkins already up 31-11. Eden Prairie taking the 30-second timeout. They've used 2 stoppages already. But all Hopkins right now. The Royals have been making from everywhere, running the break, knocking down threes, playing good defense, and looking like the #1 overall seed. Again, they are showing no ill effects from that tough loss on Thursday. As they come out of the quick timeout with Siani Chambers, Jamal Davis, Jacob Wright, Nicholas Jorgensen, and Demetrius Martin. Sander Moan out there for Eden Prairie with Andre Wallace, Max Rosenthal, Jordan Peterson, and for the first time, Logan Dutzman. Dutzman, a 5'10 junior. He'll try a 15-footer right baseline, no good off back rim, and a shove on the rebound. I think Sander Moan went over the back again. If he did, that's his 3rd personal. It's the 4th Eden Prairie team foul. And it is on Moan. So Eden Prairie, one of their top scorers, 3 fouls already. He'll sit down. Anthony Anderson back in. Nothing going right for the Eagles. 9:05 first half. Hopkins leads it 31-11. Siani Chambers running the point on the right side, walking it up against Max Rosenthal. Chambers takes it left. Handoff for Martin, top of the key Jorgensen. Pass tipped, stolen by Max Rosenthal, looking for Chambers. Rosenthal on the right side, lays it in. Steal in the basket for Rosenthal off the bench. And then Chambers up ahead, Demetrius Martin. Can't finish off right glass, trying to get it back. Loose on the floor. Jorgensen has it center of the lane, goes left, puts it up off back rim. And Anderson able to slap the rebound to Rosenthal. He'll give to Wallace right wing. Quick 3. Off front rim, no good. Rebound Jacob Wright. Siani Chambers will run it up the middle. Chambers stops free throw line, steps back from 17, misses short. And the rebound Max Rosenthal. Outlet to Anderson on the left side. And a whistle. Anderson traveled, trying to get around his man. So up and down the floor, 31-13 Hopkins, 8:14 first half. Jamal Davis, Siani Chambers out for Hopkins. Stephon Sharp and Kamali Chambers come on for the Royals. Kamali will run the point, 8:13 first half. Hopkins by 18, 31-13. Chambers over to the left side into 15 feet. Martin in the left corner, bounces for Jorgensen left baseline. Faces up Peterson. Jorgensen speeds to the center, runs out of room, kick out right wing. Over to Kamali Chambers. Jorgensen top of the circle, puts it on the floor. Back over toward the right side, bounces it for Martin. 15-footer, nothing but net. Demetrius Martin now has 9 points. 33-13 Hopkins, 7:40 to play first half. Up the left side, it's Wallace for the Eagles. Kamali Chambers on him. Wallace looking for space, has Rosenthal on the left wing. Lob for Peterson. Kick out, left corner. Left wing 3, Rosenthal. Air ball short. Anderson grabs it right side, back up and in. Anthony Anderson able to get the putback, 33-15 Hopkins. 7:15 first half. As left side, it's Jorgensen for the Royals. Dribbles toward the corner. Runs into Peterson, puts it up and in. Strength from Nicholas Jorgensen, lowering his shoulder. Hopkins lead back to 20. 7 minutes to play first half. Royals in front, 35-15. Rosenthal in the middle for Eden Prairie, goes right to Wallace. Wallace against Kamali Chambers. And a push on Chambers, trying to knock it away. Kamali Chambers with his first personal. It'll be the 4th Hopkins team foul. Phillips dribbling. Siani Chambers back in for Hopkins for Nicholas Jorgensen and Jacob Wright. Jordan Peterson, Logan Dutzman, and Max Rosenthal out for Eden Prairie. As they bring Jake Hari back in with Caleb Reggie for the first time, a 6'6 junior. And also coming in, Alex Irkey, a 6-foot sophomore. So Eden Prairie already bringing in quite a few players here in the first half. Right side, it's Hari. In the middle to Wallace. 6:40 first period, 35-15 Hopkins. Wallace has his pocket picked by Martin up the right side. Couldn't finish, too strong off glass. Battle for the rebound, snared by Hari for Eden Prairie. He'll outlet on the left side to Anderson. Anderson runs out of room, but he's fouled. On his way to the basket, 5th Hopkins team foul. 6:26 first half, Royals ahead 35-15. Reach on Phillips dribbling, his second. Grant Schaefer back in for Eden Prairie for Andre Wallace. Left baseline, Jake Hari will inbound for the Eagles. Hari lobs it for Schaefer on the left wing against Siani Chambers. Schaefer puts it on the floor. Left corner to Hari. In toward the block, up with the left hand and in. Jake Hari, tough shot. 35-17 Hopkins, 6:12 first half. Siani Chambers all the way in right side, leaves for Sharp. Left wing Martin. Left post to Stribling, spins, can't finish off glass. Gets his own rebound right side and draws the foul. Philip Stribling showing off his strength down low. He'll get a couple free throws. 7th Eden Prairie team foul. And it's called on Alex Erkey, his first personal. Just about 6 minutes remaining first half. Hopkins by 18, 35-17. 2 shots for Stribling, the first one good. So Philip Stribling will get his second free throw, trying to get Hopkins' lead back to 20. They've had a couple different 20-point leads so far in the opening period. And Stribling is able to make both. 37-17 Hopkins, 6:02 first half. Grant Schaefer left to right for the Eagles. Over to the left side against Kamali Chambers. Right for Hari, into the elbow. Right corner looking for Erkey, nearly broken up by Martin. Gets it away to Hari, way out on the right side. Back to Erkey, right corner. Fakes the shot. Into 8 feet, up in traffic. He's fouled. So Alex Erkey getting to the basket. He'll shoot a couple free throws. 6th Hopkins team foul. As it's on Stephon Sharp, his first. So Alex Erkey, the 6-foot sophomore, getting a couple free throws. First one is good. Hopkins brings Jamal Davis back into the game. He'll replace Demetrius Martin. For Eden Prairie, Abrian Carpenter back on the floor for Anthony Anderson. Second free throw for Alex Erkey. Off back rim, no good. Rebound out off of Eden Prairie. Hopkins ball. 5:41 first half. It's 37-18 in favor of the Royals. As they'll take it from right to left, up the right side, Kamali Chambers. Right corner to Davis. Sharp, top of the key. Hands it to Siani Chambers. Back to Sharp. Over to Siani in the middle. Puts it on the floor. Drives left, splits defenders, jump stop in the lane as it knocked away, picked up by Erkey, knocked free again, but Carpenter grabs it for Eden Prairie, and he'll slow it down on the right side. 5:15 first period, Hopkins 37, Eden Prairie 18. Schaefer on the left end bounces for Erkey, left corner 3, no good off back rim, rebound Stribling. He'll run the floor up the middle for Hopkins, stops free throw line, gives it off Kamali Chambers to Siani, top of the key, drives right, pulls up from 10, and it's good. Siani Chambers always under control with 15 points now, 39-18 Hopkins. 4:52 first half, 3 on the other end from Raggy is short in the left corner. Rebound out of bounds to Hopkins. Quick shot there, but it's been all Royals leading from the opening tip, now with their largest lead of 21. 39-18, 4:50 to play first half. And Siani Chambers up the right side, up ahead to Stribling. On the wing, Stribling goes to the baseline, gives to Sharp. Sharp drives center of the lane, up with the left hand, too strong off glass. The rebound for Raggy. Hari will bring it up the left side. And a reach-in foul. It'll be the 7th on Hopkins, and I believe the 3rd on Philip Stribling. It is on Stribling, so he now has 3. Eden Prairie, 4 new players. Jordan Peterson, Sander Moan, Anthony Anderson for Alex Erkey, Caleb Raggy, and Abrian Carpenter. Also, we'll see Grant Gordon come in for Jake Hari if he makes the free throws. A 1-and-1 here, as it was the 7th team foul. Hari's front end, no good off back rim, and the rebound Jamal Davis for Hopkins. Siani Chambers up the right side looking for options, takes it himself, going left, fouled, shot too strong, but he was held up by Grant Schaefer. Schaefer's second personal, 8th Eden Prairie team foul, and Siani Chambers goes to the line already with 15 points. Make it the first personal on Schaefer, but Siani Chambers shooting 2. First one is good. Nicholas Jorgensen back in for Hopkins for Philip Stribling. And Grant Gordon comes in for Jake Hari on the Eden Prairie side. Second free throw for Chambers, made the first one. Also good, he gets a pair up to 17 points. 41-18 in favor of Hopkins, 4:20 remaining in the first half. Royals with their largest lead. Schaefer up the right side. Right corner, Anderson tries a 3. Well short, may have been partially blocked by Sharp. Rebound Siani Chambers. Bounces it over for Kamali on the right side. He'll reset back in the corner. Jorgensen right wing. Attacking the basket. Off glass too strong. Rebound Anderson. Up the middle for Eden Prairie. On the right finds Schaefer. Lob for Moan. Catches it in traffic. Turnaround good. Sander Moan in the lane. 41-20 Hopkins, 3:45 first half. Siani Chambers will bring it right to left. Siani over to the right side. Right corner has Davis. Fakes the drive on Moan. Brings it back toward the center. Siani in the right corner. Drives on Schaefer. Out for Kamali. Trying to catch it. Does in the left corner. Baseline pass to Anderson, but he stepped on the line. Rare Hopkins turnover, Eden Prairie ball. 3:26 first half, the Royals leading 41-20. And for Hopkins, they will bring Demetrius Martin back in for Stephon Sharp. Jacob Wright comes in for Kamali Chambers. Eden Prairie bring it left to right with 3:25 to play first half. Hopkins in front, 41-20. Schaefer on the right side for Moan. Works against Davis. Right corner, it's Anderson. Bounce down low for Peterson. Stripped clean by Demetrius Martin. Great help defense. He's done that a couple times. Left corner to Wright. Wright brings it to the center for Martin. Right side, Siani Chambers a 3. Wide open, but off front rim. And the rebound out off Jacob Wright. Eden Prairie ball. Exactly 3 minutes remaining before halftime with Hopkins ahead, 41-20. The Eagles take it left to right. Grant Schaefer in the middle, picked up by Siani Chambers. Schaefer over to the right end, bounces it for Moan. Left wing, Anderson in the middle, nearly threw it behind Gordon, but he recovers. Right corner to Schaefer. Works on Chambers, drives baseline, falls away from 13, can't get the bounce off right rim, back up from Gordon, and gets it to go off right glass. Put back for Grant Gordon, 41-22 Hopkins, 2.5 minutes before the break. In the middle, it's Jorgensen for the Royals. Looking left, dribbles to the wing, hands it to Siani Chambers to the free throw line. Out to Martin, right arc. Martin leaves for Jorgensen, a left corner 3. It's good. Swish for Nicholas Jorgensen, 44-22 Hopkins, 2:10 first half. On the right side, Moan for Eden Prairie, crosses over to the free throw line, bounces it for Peterson, 13-footer, good over Jorgensen. Jordan Peterson comes right back, 2 minutes to play first half, 44-24. Pull up Siani Chambers is in. 19 points now for Siani, 47-24 Hopkins. Minute 48 to play first half. Actually, 46-24, I believe. On the right side, it is Schaefer. Bounce for Moan. Right post, Peterson. Peterson away from Jorgensen. Couldn't finish off right glass. Rolled off the back rim. Anderson grabs the rebound. Got Jorgensen in the air, but couldn't finish off right glass. Missed it too strong a second time. Gordon trying to save it, but he threw off his teammate's leg. That was Anderson. Eden Prairie about 3 looks at a layup. Couldn't hit any of them. Abrian Carpenter, Max Rosenthal back in for Jordan Peterson and Anthony Anderson. 46-24 in favor of Hopkins. Minute 29 left to play in this opening half. Siani Chambers brings it up the left side. Goes right for Demetrius Martin. Martin into the middle, and a moving screen, offensive foul on Hopkins. Their 8th team foul. Jamal Davis given the explanation. It was his 2nd personal. No free throws. Grant Schaefer up the floor for the Eagles on the left side, met by Siani Chambers. In the middle of the Rosenthal, swung right corner. 3 for Moan is good. Sander Moan over Jamal Davis, 46-27 Hopkins. And a length of the floor past Jamal Davis on the left side, kicks out Jorgensen, a great feed. Right with the 3, no good off back rim. Jorgensen battles for the rebound, trying to collect it left side. It's out off Eden Prairie, last touch Grant Gordon. And Hopkins will throw it in, bringing Stephon Sharp back in for Jamal Davis. 53 seconds to play first half. Hopkins 46, Eden Prairie 27. Caleb Reggie. He'll come back in for Sander Moan on the Eden Prairie side. Demetrius Martin into Siani Chambers. Hopkins could hold for the last shot of the half here. Chambers on the logo. They like to push the pace, though. Martin way out on the left side against Rosenthal. Siani on the right end. 40 seconds left in the half. Hopkins up 46-27. Martin cuts right behind the defense, lays it in. Another pretty feed from Siani Chambers sets up Demetrius Martin, who now has 11 points. 48-27 Hopkins, 27 seconds left. Schaefer on the left side. Gets around Siani, pulls up on the elbow, and gets it to go. Grant Schaefer, mid-range jumper, 48-29 Hopkins, 15 seconds left in the half. And Siani Chambers walking it up the middle. Under 10 seconds to go now. Siani isolated on Schaefer, crosses over left, into the lane, up off glass, foul plus the shot. 21 first half points now for Siani Chambers, and a chance for one more with 3 seconds left before the break. Hopkins lead up to 50-29. Sander Moan will come back in for Grant Gordon. But a dominant half for Siani Chambers, up to 21 points already, and trying to complete the three-point play. His free throw is good. 3 seconds left. Carpenter inbounds to Moan. He'll push it to the middle. Half-court heave and a whistle before the shot he traveled. Does not matter. Shot was off the mark. It'll take us into halftime here in St. Paul. A dominant opening period for the Hopkins Royals as they control play over the 18 minutes, leading from the opening tip. And actually now the officials are going to get together, seeing if they should put a little bit of time on the clock. Eden Prairie's pretty much already in the locker room. Hopkins didn't want to leave the floor. They're trying to say that travel came before the buzzer. Put a little time on the clock and let Hopkins run one final play. So Hopkins is still at their bench. They're gonna, if they want to restart things, they're gonna have to get Eden Prairie out of the locker room. All their players left the court already. And David Flom, their head coach, not happy. He'll have to try to get his team back out there, as they are going to put 3/10 of a second back on the clock. And Hopkins will get a chance at a heave here before the end of the half, leading 51-29. Sander Moan again called for the travel before he put up the shot. And Eden Prairie had already gone to the locker room, but they come back out. Hopkins was on top of it, never left the floor, and taking nothing for granted here late in the first half. So we will resume here, 3/10 of a second remaining in the first half. Hopkins up 51-29. Demetrius Martin inbounding. They have to tell the Hopkins band to stop playing. And now we'll get things going. Martin heaved toward the basket off the backboard, and it hit the shot clock, so we're not done yet. Now Eden Prairie gets a chance. Hopkins wanted to stay out there, and they end up giving Eden Prairie a shot at it. So no time expiring since the ball went directly into the shot clock. Now the officials trying to figure this one out. It is Eden Prairie ball. Still 3/10 of a second. And Max Rosenthal will get to throw it in. Rosenthal toward the basket for Sander Moen, broken up by Siani Chambers, and that will officially be the end of the first half. A false start or two, but we do go into halftime, and again, it is Hopkins in firm control after 18 minutes, up by 22, 51-29 the scores. They lead it over Eden Prairie, helped by 22 points from Siani Chambers. Demetrius Martin also has 11. So we're going to step away for a while. We'll come back with all of the first half stats, second half of basketball here from the Gangoloff Center in St. Paul. Again, this 4A third place game at the half. It's Hopkins 51, Eden Prairie 29. We'll be back as this is the 4A third place game in St. Paul. Dan Flanagan back with you from the Gangoloff Center here in St. Paul, Minnesota. A dominant first half put together by the Hopkins Royals as they led from the opening tip, and a 22-point lead at the break, 51-29 in this 4A third place game over Eden Prairie. Siani Chambers, a very impressive half, 22 points. Demetrius Martin also had 11. Sander Moen and Jordan Peterson leading Eden Prairie with 7 points apiece. Both teams will have their first half starters back on the floor. As, again, Hopkins came in, the number 1 seed for this tournament. Beat Woodbury in overtime in the quarterfinals. Then the next day, a triple overtime loss to Osseo. Eden Prairie was unseeded, upset Eastview in the quarterfinals. Lost to Lakeville North the next day at Target Center. The first half starters out there. Eden Prairie will begin with the ball going right to left in black. As these teams wrapping up the 2011-12 season here this afternoon. Grant Schaefer starts the second half for Eden Prairie, running the point against Demetrius Martin. Right side to Sander Moen. Lob for Jordan Peterson, catches it under the hoop, goes left, banks it in, plus the foul. Ball fake, he got Nicholas Jorgensen in the air, and Jorgensen came down on top of him. Not a lot of contact, but enough for the foul. First on Jorgensen, first foul of the second half. So Peterson comes right out with a three-point play opportunity, 10 seconds in. Now up to 9 points on the game. His free throw is no good off back rim. Jorgensen the rebound. 51-31 Hopkins. 15 seconds in. Siani Chambers runs the point on the left side for the Royals. In the middle to Jorgensen. Left side, Jamal Davis. Martin on the right end. Jorgensen right corner. Fakes the three. Gets by Peterson. Brings it in. Spins out though off right glass. Great move to set up the shot for Jorgensen. Couldn't quite finish. Adrian Carpenter had the rebound. Now Andre Wallace right side Eden Prairie. Teardrop too strong with the right hand from 10. Rebound swatted out by Carpenter. Wallace tracks it down right corner. In on Jorgensen. Leaves it for Peterson right wing. Sander Moen, a left arc three is good. So 5 quick points for Eden Prairie to start the second half. 51-34 Hopkins. About 55 seconds in, Jamal Davis left wing three, other end off back iron. Long rebound, Sander Moen grabs it. Jacob Wright may have held him out as well, but Eden Prairie, as Schaefer bounces it for Peterson, it's knocked out by Hopkins. Well, the official under the basket saying Eden Prairie ball, but they do reverse it. Out off Eden Prairie, Hopkins will take it left to right. Stephon Sharp in for Jamal Davis for the Royals. 16:56 to play. Hopkins ahead 51-34. They have led the entire way. Siani Chambers up the right side, goes left for Martin. Left corner, it's Jorgensen. Jorgensen over toward the wing. Gives it back to Siani. Jorgensen giving space. Right wing, left wing three is good. 25 points now for Siani Chambers. 54-34 Hopkins, a minute and a half in. Left side, it is Moen for Eden Prairie. Stop and go move to the corner. Left elbow Peterson, back to Moen. Three up and in. Sander Moen finding his range. Second three of the half, now has 13 points. Playing with 3 fouls, 54-37 Hopkins, minute 45 in. Martin drives left for Hopkins in the corner. Jorgensen a three. Spins it in. Both teams on fire. That was actually a 2. Jorgensen had a toe on the line, but 56-37 Hopkins. 2 minutes into the half. Wallace on the logo for Eden Prairie. Left corner to Carpenter. Back for Wallace on the wing, 3 over Martin. Off the mark, too strong. Moan corrals the rebound, though, right baseline for Eden Prairie. In is Schaefer, dishes off Peterson trying to catch it. Comes free to Wallace, left baseline, attacks Jorgensen, too strong off glass, and an offensive foul. Nicholas Jorgensen had position to draw the charge. It is the first on Andre Wallace, first Eden Prairie team foul. Grant Gordon in for the Eagles for Jordan Peterson. Jacob Wright sits down for Hopkins. Kamali Chambers back in. 15:43 left to play. Hopkins 56, Eden Prairie 37. And Kamali will run the point for Hopkins up the right side. Met by Schaefer. On the wing, goes to Jorgensen, top of the key, handed over to Martin. Martin moving people around. Jorgensen left wing, attacks Gordon. Thought about the step back, goes to Siani instead, top of the circle, driving it left. Back for Jorgensen. Jorgensen gives to Siani left wing. To the right elbow, hands it for Kamali. Back to Siani, a right corner 3 is short over Wallace. Battle for the rebound, trying to save it Carpenter. He does to Gordon, and Eden Prairie will go right to left. Grant Schaefer up the right side. Spins free throw line, poked away though by Kamali Chambers. Siani picks it up for Hopkins, runs into Carpenter, knocks it back free to Moan. Eden Prairie over to the left side with Moan, into the lane, scoops it in. 15 points now for Sander Moan, 56-39 Hopkins, 14:49 to play. And on the left side, it's Demetrius Martin. Martin guarded by Moan, in the middle to Kamali Chambers. Left on Schaefer, gives it off to Jorgensen. Attacking Gordon, up from 5, too strong off glass. Rebound tap to Moan. Eden Prairie coming out in a nice rhythm here to start the second half. Schaefer dishes off to a cutting Carpenter, around Sharp and in off glass. So now 56-41. Eden Prairie putting a little something together here. They've outscored Hopkins 12-5 since the break, and Ken Novak Jr. calling a 30-second timeout. First one he has used, getting the team together. 56-41, Hopkins still up 15. 14:21 to play, but credit to the Eagles coming out strong here in the second half after a difficult first period. Down by more than 20 for a good part of it. But they've put a little run together. Hopkins with the ball, left to right. They come out with Demetrius Martin, Phillips dribbling back in. Siani and Kamali Chambers, also Stephon Sharp. Grant Schaefer, Andre Wallace, Abrian Carpenter, Sander Moan, and Grant Gordon for Eden Prairie. Up the left side, it's Siani Chambers. All the way into the lane, leaves it on the left wing. A sharp 3 is short. Not the shot Hopkins wanted there, I don't think. Rebound picked up by Wallace. He'll go left arc to Carpenter. Over to Gordon. Wallace in the middle. Hopkins taking a lot of quick shots still. 4 minutes into the half. Royals up 56-41. Gordon top of the key, goes right for Wallace. Working on Sharp. Spin center of the lane. Tough shot with the left hand. He's fouled. Andre Wallace getting into the lane. Stephon Sharp with the foul, his second team foul, and a couple free throws for Wallace. Eden Prairie trying to keep chipping away at this deficit here in the second half. Down to 13:51 remaining. First free throw is good. So Andre Wallace hitting the first one. He now has 2 points on the day. The sophomore's second free throw is no good. Spinning off the backside, rebound Sharp. And Kamali Chambers will hustle it up the right end. Gets around Schaefer, high off the glass. It hit the shot clock. Schaefer disrupted him just enough, and Hopkins a little out of sorts right now. Still up 56-42. But a 13-5 run for Eden Prairie, 13:44 to go. Grant Schaefer will walk it right to left. Ken Novak Jr. talking to his bench, a little frustrated right now on the Hopkins sideline. Schaefer nearly lost it out of bounds. Gets it back left wing, bounces it for Gordon. Right corner to Carpenter, fakes the drive on Sharp. Way out on the right side, it's Wallace back to Carpenter, lob for Moan, double teamed. Moan trying to bring it back out, puts it up in traffic and gets it to go. Sander Moan has come out strong here. 10 of his 17 points in the second half, 13-10 to play, 56-44 Hopkins. Royals haven't scored in a while. Dribbling right side, spins to the middle, up with the right hand, too strong off glass. Rebound tap to Schaefer. Another empty possession for Hopkins. Left corner, Wallace a three. Makes it a single-digit deficit. 56-47 Hopkins. The Royals were up 12 at the break, or 22 at the break. 12:45 to go. They've been outscored 18-5 here since halftime. Cutting in right, it's Demetrius Martin, and he gets it to go off right glass. So stopping the bleeding a little bit there, 58-47 Hopkins, 12.5 minutes to play. Royals set to bring in 3 new players at the next whistle. Schaefer right side, a right corner three for Moan, in again! Sander Moan can't miss, he's up to 20 points. 58-50 Hopkins, 12:17 to go. Moan picked up 3 fouls in the first half. He's been on fire here in the second. Kamali Chambers in the middle dribbling. He'll try a three and can't get the bounce off front rim. Sharp the board, back up and in plus the foul. 3-point play opportunity for Stephon Sharp. Just about 6 minutes in, now 60-50 in favor of Hopkins. The second Eden Prairie team foul on Abrian Carpenter, his second. Jacob Wright, Nicholas Jorgensen in for Kamali Chambers and Phillips dribbling for Hopkins. Stephon Sharp will come out if he makes this free throw. I believe Jamal Davis would check in as Ken Novak Jr. wanting to go back to his original starting 5. Sharp bounces the free throw in off back rim, and that's what Ken Novak will do as Davis comes in for Sharp. Gets the 3-point play, 61-50 Hopkins, 12:04 remaining. Schaefer into the middle for the Eagles against Siani Chambers. Right for Wallace. Into the free throw line. Leans in. Puts it up off left glass. Can't get the roll off left rim. Rebound Martin. He'll speed up the center. Wallace ran into him. Contact, no foul. Picked up by Carpenter. Martin comes up limping a bit. Wallace to Schaefer on the left side. Lost his footing. Forced it up off back rim. Schaefer grabbing his shoulder a little bit. Game getting physical. Siani Chambers on the left side to right. Corner three. Off front rim, no good. Long rebound. Wallace keeps it alive to Moan. Moan has it poked away by Martin. Picked up by Wright. 3-on-2. Martin on the right side. Knocked out of bounds. Foul called. Grant Gordon ran into him. Gordon's first personal, 3rd team foul. Game being played at a fast pace again here. 11:24 remaining. Hopkins up 61-50. The foul came before the shot. And Eden Prairie will bring Alex Irke back in. Irke in for Grant Schaefer. Right baseline inbounding Siani Chambers. Trying to find someone. Way out to the center. It's intercepted by Moan. Intended for Martin. Moan up the right side. Lays it in. 15 of his 22 points in the second half. Now Sander Moan. Hopkins had trouble with the inbound. 61-52 Royals, 11:10 to play. A spirited second half comeback here by Eden Prairie, down 22 at the break. Martin in the middle for Hopkins, goes right, a Martin three. No good off front rim, rebound Gordon. Hopkins has gone ice cold here in the second half. On the right side, Irke for Eden Prairie, working on right. Irke on the left side for Carpenter. Left corner, it's Gordon. Back to Carpenter. Gordon left wing into the center, stripped by Davis, out of bounds. Eden Prairie will keep it with 10:39 remaining. 61-52 in favor of Hopkins, and now the official under the basket overruled. It was out off Eden Prairie. Hopkins will take it left to right. Hopkins fans were protesting the call immediately. And now Kamali Chambers will come in for Hopkins for Demetrius Martin. Grant Gordon comes out for Eden Prairie with Anthony Anderson back in the game. Up the left side, it's Siani Chambers, and he lays it in. Now with 27 points, 63-52 Hopkins, 10:25 to go. On the right side, Wallace stripped by Davis, but a foul called. It will be the 3rd Hopkins team foul. And they actually get Siani Chambers for bumping him. First personal for Chambers. And Eden Prairie will throw it in on the right sideline with Sander Moan. Gets it to Wallace. Kamali Chambers with the aggressive defense. In the middle to Erke. 10:15 to play, 63-52 Hopkins. Jorgensen knocks the pass away from Carpenter out of bounds. Eden Prairie will throw it back in. And the Eagles bring Grant Schaefer back in the game. He replaces Alex Erke. Moan will have the inbound from the left corner. Into Schaefer, guarded by Siani Chambers. Top of the circle, Wallace thought about the three. Trying to get around Kamali Chambers in a blocking foul. Looked like Wallace initiated that contact, but apparently the feet moving from Kamali Chambers, the official right there. So Kamali's second personal, fourth team foul. 10:04 to go, 63-52 Hopkins. Schaefer inbounding on the right sideline in front of his bench. Gets it to Moan, fakes the handoff to Schaefer, puts it on the floor, now gives it to Wallace. Wallace looking for help. Schaefer top of the key. Brings it left side, 9:50 remaining. Hopkins by 11. They led by 22 at halftime. Carpenter in the left corner, in on Jorgensen, back out to the wing. Davis swarming him. Pass for Anderson, running into him was Kamali Chambers, and the foul called. Chambers going for the loose ball, but he collided with Anthony Anderson, and that's now his third personal. It's the fifth Hopkins team foul. Eden Prairie will throw it in left baseline with Grant Schaefer, 9:41 to play. Hopkins ahead 63-52 in this 4A third place game, leading Eden Prairie. Grant Schaefer the inbound, gets to Moan, quick 15-footer. Can't get the bounce that time off front rim. Kamali Chambers the board, one of the first misses of the second half for Moan. Kamali up the left side, a bit out of control, gets trapped in the corner. Tied up by Anderson, the jump ball keeps it with Hopkins. Kamali Chambers with his head down there. The sophomore had options. Davis and Jorgensen wide open on the wing, didn't see them. His teammates telling him calm down a little bit, still playing with the lead. Kamali will inbound it to his brother Siani on the left side, right wing to right. Right corner Davis. Chambers taking it left. Back for Jorgensen on the wing. Now top of the key, back to Siani left side. Puts it on the floor. Right wing Kamali. Left for right. Around Moan, into the lane, off glass too strong. Rebound Anderson. Eden Prairie's done a great job on the boards in the second half. 9 minutes remaining. Hopkins ahead 63-52. Right corner, a Carpenter three is good. Abry and Carpenter, the Eagles have cut it back down to 8. 63-55 with 8:50 to go. Siani driving left out to Kamali on the wing. He takes it top of the circle, 8:45 to play. Hopkins outscored by 14 here in the second half, still up 8. Davis way out on the left side. Royals will bring Demetrius Martin back in at the next whistle. Jamal Davis against Anthony Anderson. Drives right. Foul call before the shot. He made the layup, but the foul before the shot attempt. No continuation. Fourth Eden Prairie team foul. And it's on Anthony Anderson, his second. Demetrius Martin does come back in, replacing Kamali Chambers. 8:29 to go. Hopkins 63, Eden Prairie 55. Right baseline, Siani Chambers inbounding. Jorgensen has it right corner. Takes it toward the middle. Jorgensen looking for help, picked up his dribble, able to hand it off to Siani. Driving left, leaves for Martin, left wing, ball fake on Schaefer. Back to Siani to a cutting Martin, touches it to Jorgensen. Up in the center off right backboard, gets it back, misses short, has it again. Falling down, goes left, has it blocked by Carpenter, and then Anderson able to save it to Schaefer. Eden Prairie staying with it down low, pull up three, right wing. Can't get the bounce off front rim, and the rebound out of bounds to Hopkins. That would have been a huge three. The pull up from Grant Schaefer nearly cut the deficit to 5. Hung on the front rim but wouldn't go down, and now Hopkins ball left to right, 7:56 to play. The Royals ahead 63-55. David Flom working the officials, can't believe a foul wasn't called underneath as Anthony Anderson went down hard. But Hopkins will take it from left to right. Siani Chambers on the right side. Speeds in left, contact, and before the shot, they do not grant the basket. But Chambers, Hopkins guard starting to attack. 5th Eden Prairie team foul. And Grant Gordon in for Abrian Carpenter on the Eden Prairie side. Andre Wallace called for the foul, his second. Siani Chambers to throw it in left baseline. Bounces it from Martin, right block. Anderson cutting him off. Back out to the right corner. Martin on the wing now. 7:45 to play. Hopkins by 8, 63-55. Anderson takes it away from Martin. Running with numbers in the middle. Drives left, up with the right hand, out of control, but he's fouled. Shot too strong, but Anthony Anderson will get a couple free throws, trying to get Eden Prairie as close as they've been since the opening minutes. Down 8 at the moment. The foul's on Demetrius Martin, his second. 6th team foul. So 2 shots for Anderson. Eden Prairie will have free throws the rest of the way. First one is no good off front rim. 7:35 remaining. Hopkins up 22 at halftime. Now lead by 8. 63-55. Eden Prairie wants a full timeout. So an impressive comeback here by the Eagles, as they have showed a lot of fight after falling behind big in the first period. Sander Moan has 15 of his 22 points since the break. Siani Chambers still leading all scorers with 27 on the Hopkins side, but only 5 of his since halftime. Demetrius Martin also with 13 for the Royals. But again, Hopkins dominated the first half. They were actually up by as many as 25, I believe, had the 22-point lead at halftime. And looking in a position to cruise, but Eden Prairie picking up the defense. They've made a lot of threes, and back in this game, only down 8 with about 7.5 minutes to play. They'll be getting one more free throw from Anthony Anderson after he missed the first one. Eden Prairie with 2 timeouts remaining. Hopkins still has 4. Hopkins comes out with Nicholas Jorgensen, Jamal Davis, Demetrius Martin, Jacob Bright, Siani Chambers, Grant Schaefer, Andre Wallace, Anthony Anderson, Grant Gordon, and Sander Moan for Eden Prairie. The second free throw for Anderson after the first one missed. And this one is up and no good off right rim. So misses both. Jamal Davis the rebound. Couple costly misses potentially at the line for Anderson. Siani Chambers slows it up the right side for Hopkins. Over to the left end. Has a path, but lost it off his foot and out of bounds. A lot of turnovers here in the second half for Hopkins. Struggling to get those guards to the basket. Abrian Carpenter comes in for Anthony Anderson. Or actually for Grant Gordon on the Eden Prairie side. 7:23 to play. Hopkins still up 8, 63-55, but Eden Prairie has controlled play here in the second half. Schaefer walking it up the middle, now over to the right side. On the wing to Moan, working against Davis. Top of the circle, Anderson. Pass off of the hand of Wallace and out of bounds. Miscommunication. Wallace wasn't ready for the pass, and Eden Prairie turns it over. 7:08 to go, 63-55 Hopkins. They have the ball. Siani Chambers jogs it up the right side. On the left for Martin. Left wing right to a cutting Chambers off left glass. Too strong, and then a foul on the rebound. Siani got shoved on the floor. It'll be the 6th Eden Prairie team foul, so both teams with free throws the rest of the way, but another missed layup here in the second half for Hopkins. Chambers didn't miss anything in the first half. Missed a pretty open layup there. The foul on Andre Wallace, his 3rd. Jorgensen gets the inbound left block, backing in as it knocked away, trying to poke it free, but Moan grabs it for Eden Prairie. Moan bounces it right. Wallace scoops it up and in, and the Eagles are within 6. 6:45 to play, 63-57 Hopkins. Eden Prairie has outscored them 28-12 since halftime. On the right side, it is Martin driving left, scooping it up and in. Demetrius Martin, he's had the big baskets for Hopkins here in the second half. 65-57 as Schaefer goes to Carpenter. Reverse layup, too strong off left glass. Davis the rebound. And Martin wants to run again behind his back. Gets in the lane, no look pass for Wright. Brings it in, comes up short. And the rebound Anderson. 6:12 to play. Hopkins 65, Eden Prairie 57. Hopkins has already played 2 overtime games in this tournament. 1 in their quarterfinal win, 3 in their semifinal loss. Moan too strong off right glass with the 8-footer. Wright the rebound. And Siani Chambers up the middle, spins away from Moan. Right wing for Martin. Gives to Jorgensen, a right corner three. No good off back rim. Weak side board slapped out by Wallace, but picked up by Wright. Up with the right handed in. Jacob Wright on the second chance. Hopkins lead back to 10, 67-57 with 5:37 to play. So Hopkins getting it back to double digits. Eden Prairie trying to answer again. Schaefer on the right side. So often, so much energy expended in the comeback to get it down to 6-8 points. A team doesn't have the gas left to finish it. We'll see what Eden Prairie can do in the final few minutes. Right side, Schaefer gives it to Moan. Top of the key, a long two is good. Sander Moan not done yet, now has 24 points. 67-59 Hopkins with 5:10 remaining. Martin slowing it down on the right side. Jorgensen out for a screen. Martin not using it yet. Now cuts to the middle. Help from Carpenter. Left corner, a three for Wright. Comes up short, long rebound grab by Wallace. Under 5 minutes to play now, 4:52 to be exact. 67-59 Hopkins. Wallace drives left, dribbles off his foot. Picked up by Siani Chambers, trying to keep his dribble. He does, and brings it up the center. Chambers speeding on Wallace, draws the foul. Shot off back rim, but it'll be a couple free throws for Siani Chambers. 7th Eden Prairie team foul. The 4th personal on Andre Wallace, first player in the game to pick up 4. So Chambers, a quieter half for him. He had 22 points at halftime, now with 27, but he'll get a couple free throws here. 4:39 to play, his team up 8 after they led by 22 at halftime. The first free throw is no good off front rim. Phillips dribbling comes in for Nicholas Jorgensen for Hopkins. Jordan Peterson and Grant Gordon in for Eden Prairie. They replace Andre Wallace and Anthony Anderson. So Chambers missing the first free throw, trying the second one now. And it's good. Gets one of two. 68-59 Hopkins, 4:39 left. As Schaefer will bring it up the middle for the Eagles. Left off a Carpenter screen. Chambers staying with them. Carpenter a deep three in the middle. Air ball on the right side. Not a good shot that time for Abrian Carpenter. Hopkins will go the other way. 4:26 remaining on top, 68-59. And Siani Chambers will be walking it up. Hopkins has continued to push the pace even with the lead here in the final minutes. Left to Martin, left wing it's Wright. Aggressive defense from Moan. Wright brings it to the middle. Jacob Wright looking for separation, hands it to Siani Chambers. Chambers pulls up for a three, comes up short. Rebound tap to Schaefer. Chambers missing some shots short, maybe running out of steam here in the second half. Schaefer fell down and then he's fouled trying to get back up. Hacked on the arm. It'll be the 7th Hopkins team foul. So a 1-and-1 for Grant Schaefer. The foul on Siani Chambers, his second. 3:57 remaining now, 68-59, Royals lead. Nicholas Jorgensen back in for Phillips dribbling on the Hopkins side. So a 1-and-1 here for Grant Schaefer, trying to get his team back within 7 if he can make both free throws. Neither team has gotten to the line a lot this afternoon. Schaefer does make the front end, 68-60 Hopkins now with just under 4 minutes to play. And Schaefer will shoot the second one. It's also good. Para makes for Schaefer, 68-61 Hopkins, 3:56 remaining. The Royals trying to hang on. They were up 22 at halftime. Eden Prairie's been as close as 6 here in the second period. Right, left wing, a quick three. Off right backboard, there for the rebound, Jamal Davis. He'll bring it back out to Siani Chambers. Run a little more clock with 3:40 to go. Siani holding it on the right side. Guarding him is Schaefer. Content to run a little time here with the 7-point lead. Now drives center of the lane, kick out Martin. Martin will bring it back out toward the logo. Gordon on him, takes it right. Now to the left side, trying to bounce it to Jorgensen. It's out of bounds off the foot of Jordan Peterson. Hopkins ball underneath. Eden Prairie will bring Andre Wallace back in with his 4 fouls, replaces Abrian Carpenter. And Stefan Sharp will come in for Hopkins for Jamal Davis. 3:22 remaining. Hopkins hanging on to the lead, 68-61. Siani Chambers into Jorgensen, right back to Siani. He'll bring it out top of the circle, run more time. Siani on the logo now with 3:15 remaining. Hopkins has been pushing the pace, moving a little more slowly now. Siani drives right, up off glass, couldn't get it to drop, but he draws the foul. Hung on the front rim, but wouldn't go through for Siani Chambers. The foul's on Grant Schaefer. That's his third and the 8th Eden Prairie team foul. Shooting foul though, so 2 shots for Siani Chambers. With a game-high 28 points. 22 of them in the first half. First free throw good. Gets to 69-61 Hopkins. 3:08 remaining. And Chambers will shoot the second one now. And no good off back rim. Gets 1 of 2. Rebound to Grant Gordon, and Stephon Sharp went over the back anyways. So that'll get Eden Prairie to the line for a 1-and-1. 8th team foul. 3rd personal on Sharp. 3:07 to go, 69-61 Hopkins, and Jordan Peterson will get the 1-and-1 opportunity with his team in the bonus. Eden Prairie trying to pull off a huge comeback here in the second half. In this 4A third place game, first free throw good. 69-62 Hopkins, 3:07 to go. The Royals up 22 at halftime. Eden Prairie's been as close as 6 here in the second half. And that one off front rim, no good. Jorgensen the rebound. So 1 of 2 for Peterson. 69-62. Hopkins ahead. Now with 3 minutes remaining. Siani Chambers over to Demetrius Martin on the left side. Jacob Wright comes out to the logo. Wright now gives it to Stephon Sharp, and then a foul as they try to get it to Siani Chambers. Held up by Grant Schaefer. That'll be the 4th personal on Schaefer, 9th team foul. And another 1-and-1 opportunity for Siani Chambers as Jamal Davis comes back in for Stephon Sharp on the Hopkins side. Chambers just went 1 of 2 at the line. He has 29 points on the game. 2:51 remaining. Hopkins 69, Eden Prairie 62. So the 1-and-1. Front end for Chambers is good. So he's got a 30-point day now. Eden Prairie will bring Abrian Carpenter back in for Grant Gordon. And the second free throw for Siani Chambers after he made the first one. Second one is no good off back rim. The rebound to Moan. 1 of 2 again for Siani Chambers. 70-62 Hopkins. 2:45 remaining. Eden Prairie has fought their way back into this game. Schaefer to the right side. Moves to the corner. Top of the key. Has Carpenter for a 3. Halfway down and then back in. Abrian Carpenter. It hung on the rim, but it drops. Eden Prairie is within 5, as close as they've been in the second half. 70-65 with 2:25 to go. Hopkins needing to find an answer. Siani Chambers on the logo goes right for Jorgensen. He'll bring it back out with 2:15 to play. Eden Prairie outscoring Hopkins 36-19 here in the second half. Still down 5. Jorgensen dribbling on the perimeter, running time. Goes left, gives it to Wright. 2 minutes remaining. Hopkins by 5. Wright on the left wing, gives it to Davis. Left block to Martin. Again, Hopkins can run as much time as they want. No shot clock. Minute 50 remaining now. This, of course, can backfire if you turn it over, but Hopkins is going to run as much time as they can. Martin over to the left side, and now Eden Prairie is going to come up and foul him with Jordan Peterson, needing to get the ball back. It is the 10th team foul, so it'll be an automatic 2 for Martin now in the double bonus. Second on Jordan Peterson. So Hopkins will have to make their free throws here down the stretch. Minute 39 remaining, and Hopkins clinging to a 5-point lead, 70-65. 15 points on the game for Demetrius Martin. He's had a few run-stopping baskets in the second half and makes his first free throw. Kamali Chambers back in for Hopkins now. He replaces Jacob Wright. So Martin getting it back to a 6-point game for Hopkins. Trying to make it a 3-possession contest again if he can make the second free throw. And he does. Couple makes for Demetrius Martin. 72-65 Hopkins. Minute 39 to play. Up the right side, it's Grant Schaefer. Kamali Chambers will guard him. Right corner to Carpenter, right post Peterson, back out for Schaefer. Moan left wing contested three over Davis is short, and the rebound Kamali Chambers. Moan has been nearly unstoppable in the second half, but good contest by Davis, and he couldn't hit that one. Now Siani Chambers in the middle. Gives to Martin on the right side. Minute 12 remaining. Hopkins up 72-65. Again, the Royals are content to run time. Eden Prairie may have to foul again. Kamali Chambers over to Jorgensen, and now he is fouled with a minute 3 to play. Hopkins ahead 72-65. Foul on Jordan Peterson, his third, and again, Hopkins is in the double bonus, so it's an automatic 2 for Jorgensen. Hopkins has missed just enough free throws here down the stretch to keep Eden Prairie alive. Jorgensen makes the first one, though. They've now hit 3 in a row as a team. Back to an 8-point Royal lead with just over a minute to play. Trying to hang on and take home third place in Class 4A. Second one off back rim, rebound Peterson, so gets 1 of 2. 1 minute remaining now. 73-65 Hopkins. Eden Prairie trying to hurry. Schaefer on the right wing. Martin guarding him aggressively. Goes to Wallace, and he traveled. Trying to get the quick basket, shuffled his feet. And a tough turnover there for Eden Prairie, now down to just 51 seconds remaining. 73-65 Hopkins. Grant Gordon back in for Jordan Peterson, and even if they come up short here, hats off to the Eden Prairie Eagles. A great effort in the second half. Would have been easy to kind of pack it in, down 22 at the break, but they've made a game out of this one. Siani Chambers gets the inbound. He's fouled immediately. Eden Prairie has been as close as 5 here in the second half. Adrian Carpenter made a 3 to make it 70-65 with about 3 minutes left, but Eagles haven't scored since then. Foul on Andre Wallace, so he's fouled out of the game. Wallace fouls out with 7 points. First player to hit 5 tonight. Jordan Peterson comes in for Eden Prairie. But just 50 seconds remaining. Hopkins ahead 73-65. And Siani Chambers will be getting the 2 free throws. Chambers with 30 points on the day. He's out there with Jamal Davis, Nicholas Jorgensen, Demetrius Martin, and for the first, and Kamali Chambers as well. Sander Moan, Adrian Carpenter, Grant Gordon, Jordan Peterson, and Grant Schaefer for Eden Prairie. So 2 shots for Siani Chambers. First one is good. So a 9-point Hopkins lead, 74-65 with 50 seconds left. Here in this 4A third place game. Siani Chambers will shoot the second. And it's good as well. So Hopkins lead back to 10. They've scored 5 unanswered. Lead at 75-65. 50 seconds left. Moan up the center looking for a quick score. Takes it left. And has it taken away. Siani Chambers gets the steal. Speeding up the right side. Up with the left hand and in. So that pretty much ices it. Siani Chambers, 2 more points, now has 34. Schaefer to the right baseline, puts it up from 10 short. Siani Chambers a rebound for good measure. He's held up around the timeline. Eden Prairie not conceding yet. 4th personal on Sander Moan. But this one pretty much finished. A great comeback for Eden Prairie. Took a 22-point deficit at halftime, cut it down to 5. But Hopkins making their free throws down the stretch, getting stops, and now just 27 seconds left. Hopkins ahead 77-65. 2 more free throws for Siani Chambers. First one no good off front rim. Max Rosenthal back in for Eden Prairie. Jacob Wright, Stephon Sharp come in for Hopkins. And Eden Prairie will now get their seniors off the floor to give them an ovation. They bring Sander Moan, Adrian Carpenter, and Jordan Peterson out. Hopkins is going to get some of their bench players in as well. So in for Eden Prairie now, Grant Gordon, Anthony Anderson, also Logan Ditzman, Alex Erkey, and Max Rosenthal. Hopkins brings in Nicholas Johnson for the first time, a 6'5 junior. Also Ryan Davis, a 6'6 senior. They're out there with Stephon Sharp, Siani Chambers, who still has one more free throw, and Melvin Martin for the first time, 5'11 junior. Chambers misses the free throw off back rim. He was going to come out if he made it. Eden Prairie up the floor with Ditzman. He's fouled by Siani Chambers, who wanted to commit the foul so he could get out of the game and get one of the bench players in. A nice gesture for him, is wanted to make sure Jordan Stewart could play in his final high school game. Stewart, a 5'9 senior, will come in for Chambers now. So Hopkins will take home third place. It was the 9th team foul, a 1-and-1 here for Logan Dutzman. 23 seconds left. Hopkins up 77-65 as they survive the second half rally. The free throw off front rim, rebound for Melvin Martin, and Hopkins will bring it up the floor one more time. Stephon Sharp dribbling it out here. Eden Prairie trying to take it away. They do, over to Dutzman. Looking for Anderson. Sharp takes it back, down to just 5 seconds left. Sharp circling around, throws it into the air, and Hopkins takes home third place in Class 4A. Again, credit to Eden Prairie, a comeback to make it interesting. They were down 22 at halftime, got as close as 5 in the final minutes, but Hopkins does hang on. They close the game on a 7-0 run and win it here this afternoon, 77-65. So Hopkins takes home third place. They finish their season with a record of 30-2. Eden Prairie, the 4th place team, a record of 23-9 to close out the season for them. Again, Osseo and Lakeville North will be playing for the 4A title tonight at Target Center, but congratulations to both of these teams. Hopkins winning this third place game 77-65. They got 34 points from Siani Chambers in his final high school game. Demetrius Martin at 17 as well. Sander Moan, a great effort, 24 points, the senior for Eden Prairie. So some seniors able to go out on a positive note here today. As again, Hopkins wins this third place game 77-65, the final over Eden Prairie. So the teams getting back out on the court will have the trophy presentations. Eden Prairie will receive their 4th place trophy. Hopkins will get the 3rd place trophy and bronze medals for all of the players as well. But again, Hopkins with the 3rd place victory here today, 77-65. We'll take it down to the court now for the award ceremony.
Member of the Board of Directors, Mr. Perry Adlin from Chisago Lakes, and also our site manager from Northfield, Mr. Tom Grotman. First of all, will the captains of the Eden Prairie team please come forward to receive their Class 4A 4th place tournament trophy. Eden Prairie Eagles. And their overall record for the season, 23 wins and 9 losses. 23-9 Eden Prairie. The 3rd place team receives bronze medals and a team trophy. We'll now present the medals. Please step forward as your name is called. 0, Eric Hedstrom. Number 2, Kamali Chambers. Number 3, senior Jordan Stewart. Number 4, senior Siani Chambers. Number 12, senior Demetrius Martin. Junior Melvin Martin. 20, sophomore Jacob Wright. 22, junior Jamal Davis. 21, 23, junior Philip Stribling. 33, senior Zachary Stahl. 41, senior Nicholas Jorgensen. 42, junior Nicholas Johnson. 44, sophomore Stefan Sharp. 54, senior Ryan Davis. 'Your assistant coaches, Dale Stahl. 'Ken Novak Sr. 'Also student manager Grant Peterson. 4A third place trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, Hopkins finishes the season 30 wins and 2 losses. 30-2.
Congratulations to the Hopkins Royals taking home third place here this afternoon as they get the win over Eden Prairie, 75-63 or 77-65, the final score. And Hopkins finishing their year with a record of 30-2. Eden Prairie, congrats to them as well, the fourth place team with a record of 23-9. So that wraps up our day of basketball here at the Gangelhoff Center on the campus of Concordia University, St. Paul, Minnesota. 4 third place games played, and Rushford-Peterson, they got the win in the Class A game over Mountain Lake Ironwood Odin, and then in the 2A game, Perham knocking off Braham. We also saw St. Paul Johnson defeat Grand Rapids in 3A. But again, the final score in our 4A game, Hopkins 77, Eden Prairie 65. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Dan Flanagan with the Class 4A third place game here from St. Paul.